we've got Tiki, the headband himself, here with yet another really impressive win there. Are you muted there, Chase?
I think I'm.
No, there we go. Okay.
Am I good? All right.
We're good now. We just wanted to make sure.
The bat for those games. It was a tough position because I spent so much time figuring out how to beat the Raichu matchup when I was prepping for Players Cup. So I was like, okay, you have to like protect on a specific turn and all this different stuff. So I kind of had that down. But GG's. I think if one turn went different in game 2, that I would have lost that with an Airstream versus a Darkness. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that was a really fun set. Luckily interrupting our everything go to game 3. Although it would have been nice to see another game 3. I was just feeling a little left out being on the sidelines, not battling tonight and only getting to commentate first and last, making it a little hard. Looks like we're having a little bit of a video feed issue, so I'm going to try and fix this real quick. Do you want to talk a little bit about these teams that you see in front of us?
I can talk about them. I can't give insight on them because one of them is all of the Reggies, and I'm not exactly sure how that works. The other one is Mr. Mime, Cantonian Mr. Mime, Corviknight, Amoonguss, Galarian SlowKIng, Tapu Fini, and Malamar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
These teams are definitely something. This is the All-Reggie team. I don't know what it does. I've seen the meme circulating about all the Reggies working at the checkout counter for the last week. I saw Charisma retweeted that one recently. But I guess we're about to see what they do here in a battle. I assume that when you have all 5 of the Reggies on your team, they form a second Regigigas with no slow start. But I don't think that that's actually true.
It's like the pieces of Exodia. If you have all of them at once, you just win.
Yeah. So, yeah, when I'm looking over at Kellogg's team, so Kellogg, this is going to be Kellogg's first battle here on the channel. I know he's someone who played competitively in past generations, but I think that he's just starting to dip his toe into VGC 2020-2021 with this format. So excited to see what he's put together. He's got a brand new Pokemon here that we haven't seen yet on the channel in Galarian SlowKIng. So we see Wilson and the Professor. I wonder which one is which here.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. We see the Regieleki and the Regidrago on the other side, and it's very fast, very damage output from these two new Reggies versus very slow and needs Trick Room up for Kellogg's side of the field. So it'll be really interesting to see who can control the tempo of this match and how that's going to end up going.
Yeah, for sure. If I'm Luke Fossey, I might be a little afraid of that Cantonian Mr. Mime there. Being a fairy psychic type, might be able to go ahead and resist the Dragon Energy, a very cool move that we saw the effect of last week. Hey Maggie, thank you so much for the cheer. We got the awesome little Piplup cheering us on. Thank you for those bits. 300, wow, I just saw that. You just took the lead as the cheerleader here on the channel. It's 600 bits. If you want to try and take her down, you can make a run at it.
All of my money is out the window after that gift sub earlier. I'm a broke college kid.
We really appreciate the gift sub. We're gonna get Roller Coaster Coffee Maker at some point here.
So we do see the Galarian SlowKIng Dynamax turn 1 as Regidrago protects.
Yeah, a Dynamax from this Galarian SlowKIng. I'm not 100% sure what it's about to do here. Perhaps a really big Max Mindstorm. Wilson went for Teeter Dance into it.
Its own tempo.
Oh. Wow. I didn't realize that Teeter Dance actually is the entire field.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so for people who didn't play back in 2017, Lilycole was a thing where it was Lilligant and Torkoal. But the main part was after you Eruption. But there were people, even back in 2015, sort of, that would use Teeter Dance Lilligant as just the last move because you have nothing better to do. So you just like protect Torkoal, Teeter Dance, and then you just have, at that time, I believe it was a 50% chance to just win the game.
Yeah, so here, now this Regieleki is going to be confused. The Regidrago is not confused thanks to the Protect from last turn, but this So Galarian SlowKIng is going to be at a boosted stage of special defense here. It is going to go ahead. The Regieleki will attack through Confusion this time around, as the second speed drop is going to happen on those Pokemon. And let's see what this Regidrago goes for, because I know it's next. Looks like it just went for that Dragon Energy and didn't quite do enough.
Yeah, that honestly didn't do that much. As Mr. Mime, again, multiple weeks now on ATX Friendlies, putting in work.
Yeah, Mr. Mime. This is, I think we're the premier channel for Mr. Mime used in VGC competitive battles, if I'm not mistaken.
We probably are. I don't think anybody else is like, Mr. Mime, gotta use it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's filling a very specific role here, but it's doing it quite well. Being a fairy type and being that dragon immunity on that turn, as well as being able to go for that teeter dance and put a confusion down on the opposing side of the field. So now we see Woke Flossie start to get hampered by the quality of the Regis as a whole.
Regirock very well may be good. We don't know.
Yeah, you said this to me. I'm curious to see what it does. So if it can do something here, that'll be great. Now these Pokemon might start to come into play that both the opposing Pokemon are at -2 stages of speed, and these very, very slow Golem Pokemon might actually be able to move first here. So here we go. We see the Dynamax coming out from, this is a brand new outfit from Woke Flossie, sporting that very cool new matching hat and shirt. She's been commenting on it all night. I'm going to comment on it too. We see this Regirock go ahead and get big. And I missed exactly what she clicked, but I'm going to guess it's a Max Rockfall to set the sand.
I think it was Max Quake for the super effective damage into the SlowKIng, but I'm not 100% sure. Is Regice strong? Because I feel like Mr. Mime is pretty bulky.
Yeah, I thought so as well, but that Life Orb Ice Beam is enough to go and pick off Mr. Mime. And yep, the Max Quake just barely misses out on that KO, so getting the +1 stage of special defense to both of the Pokemon might be outpacing the doubling of the special we see a Max Knuckle here coming out from this Galarian SlowKIng. It's going to do about 40% damage and proc the weakness policy.
This game is strange.
You know, Tiki, this is, I believe, the second set in 3 or 4 weeks where I think we've actually left you speechless here.
Yeah. There's been 2 of them. I don't remember what the other one was. I think it was the Durant surviving the Max Flare, and then Mono Ghost and something else going on.
Yep, it was Mono Ghost, and I think it was Santakos is surviving that Max Flare with his Durant. JJ Silva pointing out in chat that Regirock actually gets some pretty crazy coverage. We see here some really solid coverage for Dynamaxmon with the Max Rockfall, Max Knuckle, as well as the Max Quake, and this Regice being a special attacker, which is just strange to think about, because I've never thought about Regice competitively. We see the Topsy-Turvy come out from this Malamar, and it's going to flip the stat changes. As the Ice Beam comes into this Malamar, and it's going to do a good chunk of damage into a freeze. Oh my gosh, what is going on in this set right now?
This is incredible, honestly. This is peak VGC.
You know what? This is brand new meta here. Everyone's trying out new stuff. We've got 6 Regis on a team. We've got Galarian SlowKIng and a Regice that somehow lived a +2,
I believe?
It went for 2 Max Oozes plus the Teeter Dance.
Does Teeter Dance boost special attack?
Oh, I'm mixing that up with the special swagger. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was initially. But yeah. No, sorry. So it is +2.
What is the special? Because I using it one time with Trick Room Ludicolo with on tempo, and it just didn't work.
So we see from the chat right now, Adam Santakos throwing out ban Regice, added to the ban list.
This is such a... Regice has 200 base special defense, correct?
It is insanely bulky on the special side. So we do see another Ice Beam here. This should go ahead and pick off Squidward. as that Malamar did get one turn of getting the topsy-turvy off, but unfortunately not able to do anything beyond that. We see the Max Quake here come out to go ahead and get this Regirock back to a, I believe now it's at neutral after the topsy-turvy, from +1 to -1 back to neutral. It is at -2 on the attack now, though, with no other means of boosting its attack for the remainder of the game.
It does have body press, though, so that's important to know. But this is so strange.
Yeah, so we see the question from Adam Santaco saying it's fast, but the I'm not sure that it is fast because the Malamar was frozen and the Galarian SlowKIng was at -2 speed, so we're not quite sure about the speed interaction here.
So what I will say is Regice in the anime is supposed to be very fast, and I believe one of its Pokedex entries is like it can go like 200 miles an hour or something like that. It's only 50 base speed, so I'm not sure how to explain that one.
Yeah, the interesting thing here is we feel like we might know exactly what this Amoonguss is, if it is the event Amoonguss. I did miss if it came out in the Cherish Ball, and if it is Amoonguss the Festive, or Gus the Festive. It has been at least renamed. A key protect there to go ahead and have the Regice go down to the Sandstorm chip, though.
Wait, so if it is just the exact Amoonguss, well, actually it can't be, because you can't re-nickname that Amoonguss.
Oh, okay. So this is,
so,
yeah.
If it was the same, then it would only have Clear Smog, which would reset the stat drops for Regirock.
Yep. But
no, it is a different Amoonguss. I tried nicknaming that Amoonguss this weekend, and it wouldn't let me change the nickname, so...
Polter Guy coming back in the chat was doing a group project. Not quite sure what is on the screen right now. You know what, Polter, your guess is as good as ours. We see 6 Reggies coming from Wooklossy, and Kellogg is a really interesting team as well. Now it feels like we're down to Spore versus Rockside flinches, as this Amoonguss does go ahead and get the Spore. I think it's going to struggle to knock it out, though.
With Sandstorm up now, it's probably like a 2-hit KO, I would guess, even at +1, maybe 3-hit. Actually, Regirock has terrible special defense. It's definitely a 2-hit KO if it's a grass type move.
Yeah, let's see here. It is just Sludge Bomb, so that being the only way to hit it, and you can't get the poison right now because it is asleep. A wake up and a couple of Rockside flinches, it's anyone's game.
I'd like to be very grateful to both of these players for clicking their moves incredibly fast, because we all know what's going to happen. We just don't know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, exactly. So Regirock actually stays asleep for the maximum turns of sleep here at 3, as another Sludge Bomb comes off. Getting 3 of those is going to probably go ahead and put this Amoonguss in a position to where it's in a winning position. You just have to go ahead and click Spore this turn, and then continue to Sludge Bomb after that.
No, this is how you just 3 flinches in a row with one of them being a critical hit.
Yeah. We don't see the flinch, we do see the Sludge Bomb and the poison to go ahead and add insult injury, as Sludge Bomb is a move that I believe it's only supposed to proc, what, like 30% of the time, but it feels like it's 80?
See, here's the thing about Pokemon. If there's something that says it's a 30% chance to happen, it will happen way more often than 30%. You have Focus Blast missing. Misses way more than 30%. You have Sludge Bomb poisoning, Scald burning, and then 1-hit KO moves hitting. Every time your opponent has a 1-hit KO move, it will always hit you. It is 95% secured against you.
Yeah, what your current rate of running Guillotine is, what, 80%, I believe?
Yeah. I will be right back very quickly.
Yeah, for sure, no worries. I'll go ahead and take this one by myself for just a minute. We've got Wooklossy and Kellogg here. Thanks everyone for coming out and hanging out for these Monday Night Friendlies. We're here in our 5th game of the night. Probably our zaniest, probably our wackiest, so we appreciate everyone sticking through for what is a much longer stream than we normally do, but here we go with game number 2. We saw in that first game, Wooklossy opted for the Regieleki Regidrago lead with kind of the 2 actually used Regis right now outside of that Regigigas. But wow, it looks like she might be considering some of the Regis she didn't bring last time. Registeel, I'm being told, is a Pokemon, and it's not a Digimon.
I have to say, what did in the 10 seconds I was gone because my roommates accidentally locked themselves out of the apartment.
No, you didn't miss much. I was just talking to myself about the match so far, and chat's hanging out. JJ's talking about how the game was pretty crazy. Adam recognized that you're wearing a Timon and Pumbaa sweatshirt.
I am. Wait. I have to... I stole it from my brother.
There you go. That's the best kind of sweatshirt. One you can take from a sibling you didn't have to pay for. I've stolen many of my sister's sweatshirts. But if they're here and watching, no, I swear I don't have them. So we see here, Woke Flossy's locked in here. We're going to game number 2 of set number 5 of the ATX VGC Monday Night Friendlies. This is our 3rd Series 7 stream. Is that correct, Chase?
I believe it's the 3rd one, or is it just the 2nd one?
Yeah, because we did the one right before it started. That's correct. So we see the lead here from Kellogg being Tapu Fini plus this Mr. Mime.
See, what do you think this Mr. Mime has to support the Tapu Fini? Because if we saw the teeter dance the first time, it could have the other move, whatever it is, that's the +2 special attack, but in Misty terrain, and you could just special attack boost. Which I still don't know what that move is called.
It's not entrainment, but it's something similar.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, it's like entertainment, like something needlessly like similar. Or celebration? No, that's not it.
Celebrate is literally it does nothing.
That's right. Yeah, celebrate Vaporeon.
Yeah, but Z Celebrate gives you a +1 boost in every single stat.
Yep, I do appreciate Pokemon trying to make some of these older moves not really as useless, like Z Splash going +2. So we see a Protect come out from both the Regigigas and that Tapu Fini as a Teeter Dance comes out, which we actually get to see the animation now that no one is Dynamaxed.
Wait. Oh, it's Air Balloon Registeel.
Oh, it is Air Balloon Registeel, so it actually is susceptible to the Teeter Dance.
What the...
You know what?
I don't know.
That was, Adam, that was a move called Teeter Dance. It will confuse everything on the field.
Okay. That's an incredible animation. It's an incredible animation.
Yeah, it really is. Great animation. Surely not a robot. Very true right there. So here, this Registeel is now in threat of taking damage to itself, despite being in Misty terrain. So it's susceptible to all forms of status, despite the Misty terrain.
I'm wondering why the air balloon on Registeel. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, I believe it's just to try and avoid some ground type attacks. Otherwise, this team doesn't really have a. Does it have a ground resist?
There is not a Regi ground resist.
Yeah, so based on that, I guess, the laws of good team building say you should have a ground resist. Unfortunately, when Misty Terrain is up and Teeter Dance is on the opposing side of the field, that's not really what you want. Here we see the Corviknight come out. New to this battle, we did not see Corviknight in the last one, and we see the Registeel switch out into the Regieleki in a position to go ahead and start threatening some big damage. Tapu Fini does go for the Moonblast into the Regigigas this turn, does a pretty good chunk of damage right there, as we see a knockoff coming from this Regigigas, knocking off the berry from that. Is that even a legal move? Knockoff?
I don't know. Honestly, Regigigas might be like a level up knockoff Pokemon, but at this point, like, that's like not even a question I have anymore.
Yeah,
I will say this Regieleki can kind of just Dynamax right here.
Yeah, not really something you hear very often in VGC 2021, but you're not wrong. You kind of just can Dynamax.
But I'm very confused.
I think that this might be... Yeah, I think that Regigigas might be carrying a transfer-only move, which is one of the reasons why this team might not have been battle ready.
Ah, that would make sense. Although, I don't know why you would want to run knockoff on... Also, I think this is a singles team.
I believe it... No, you know what? I was looking at the wrong generation. Knockoff is learned at level 30 by Regigigas. According to Cerebi.net, so... Wolf Fossey, yeah. ensuring us that she did in fact check this team. So here we see this Dynamax Regieleki here just dancing, having a good time as Regigigas goes for another Protect here, continuing to stall out the slow start as a Max Lightning comes out into the Corviknight. Is going to do a lot of damage. No way that Corviknight lives.
Yeah. I just want to say it because I've seen other people say it, but Dynamax Regieleki looks like the bad guy from, is it Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
You're not wrong.
Lopez as the giant robot thing.
You're not. It just reminds me a lot of I don't know, like a bad guy from Jack and Daxter. I don't know if you ever played that game. Is that dating me to the PS2? It just reminds me of like the way they harnessed energy in that game. But yeah, now it has electric terrain. It has its ability transistor. I missed the item on this, but
I don't know the item, but at the same time, does it really matter if it's just going to be transistor, electric terrain, boosted electric moves into non-resists?
Yeah, I don't think that the Squidward's gonna survive if that's what Amy decides to go ahead and target. I'm actually kind of curious, how does Topsy-Turvy interact with Slow Start?
I don't think it does anything. I only think it does like actual boosts and drops.
Yeah, not perceived boosts and drops. That makes sense.
That'd be kind of crazy if that's how it worked.
That'd be another one for our idea box of how to make Regigigas work. So yeah, here we see this Regieleki's pretty free to just go ahead and pick whichever KO it wants. And I think we're on turn like 3 or 4 of the slow start.
I don't know. Is this Regigigas get a double protect? Do we know?
It's going for the double here, and it looks like it gets the double, stalling out potentially the last turn of slow start here as the Max Lightning comes out into that Tapu Fini through protect. Does 60% damage.
Tapu Fini has 130 base special defense.
And the superpower coming out from that, we haven't seen the slow start finish just yet. I'm not quite sure what the text animation is because I feel like I've only seen it activate and I haven't seen it complete yet in-game.
I have not either. Also, I just want to say, for those who have never seen Topsy-Turvy before, there's a reason. It doesn't get any good, like, viable Pokemon that use it, and the only time it's ever been really used is in like singles balanced Hackmons, where people's strategy to beat like setup stuff is Prankster Topsy-Turvy.
Yeah, so here we're seeing some different stuff here. Not your typical VGC battle, but you know what? We're seeing some fun stuff.
Yeah. I wish it got better distribution for that move, because it's a cool move.
Yeah. It's like Wolfossi taking her time to go ahead and decide what she wants to do here. I think that we still got one more turn of this slow start, but I could be completely wrong. We see the ally switch come out here from that Malamar as something is going to go down. Unclear which one. It looks like it is going to be that Tapu Fini still, and the Drain Punch coming out from this Regigigas should still do a pretty good chunk.
Yeah, this is and we haven't seen Kellogg Dynamax yet this game, I believe, with the Squidward and one other Pokemon left, but I'm pretty sure neither of the Pokemon in the back, whether it be this Malamar or whatever's left, is going to want to take an electric terrain boosted Rising Voltage.
Yeah, or even just, and it is still me, Mr. Mime. So this Regieleki might even just go for spread damage, and that's probably enough to pick up the Mr. Mime and do a lot to that Squidward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I would say it's probably enough based on the damage it did last time, doing about like 1/3. This should be like with the electric train boost doing about 42-ish%.
Ooh, we see the ally switch here. I don't think it's gonna be doing a whole lot, as we see the Electro Web come out and transistor boosted plus. Oh, I forgot about the fact that now this is a +1 speed on the Malamar, but the Body Slam is enough to just go ahead and pick up the KO.
I think it might take like 4 speed boosts for Malamar to outspeed Regieleki. It might be more than that.
Yeah, no lies detected there. So here we go. We're going into game number 3. Could you have predicted the game number 3 from this set when we looked saw the first turns, did you think that this was going to go to 3 games?
Yes, I knew exactly what was going to happen. I predicted all the Dynamaxes, and I knew exactly what each of these Pokemon did. I say as I was very confused turn 1 of each one.
Yep, I was fully expecting some kind of screen plus Trick Room on turn 1 of last game. Didn't see that. I don't even know if you necessarily want to do Trick Room, but Malamar feels like a Pokemon that could presumably do well. Malamar plus Amoonguss plus Galarian SlowKIng, 3 Pokemon that can operate pretty well in Trick Room. But yeah, I think that we're tonight we're just members of the audience, just enjoying in awe, and neither of us know the calcs on. And it looks like Will Fossey is going through and actually checking the moves. Not even 100% sure what is on this. What is on this team? It is a rental code, and it was not battle ready, so we did have to go ahead and use the battle tower rules as opposed to the battle stadium. So here we see the Regigigas last game really, despite the worst ability in the game, arguably maybe Truant is worse.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. What is worse?
Yeah. Truant is rough. It's just like having to use Hyper Beam every turn.
Defeat also is really bad.
Defeatus is really bad, yeah.
Are there worse ones? There's probably some that's like on just a Pokemon that nobody ever uses, so we don't know it.
Yeah. But yeah, without the ability to remove it like we saw earlier tonight from the Simple Beam from the Latios or the Galarian Weezing, or actually that was a regular Weezing, just using the neutralizing gas, it's pretty tough to make it work. So we see Kellogg saw what worked really well in Game 1 and is going to go ahead and pivot right back to that, bringing out Professor and Wilson. Not sure if Wilson is named after Kellogg's best friend, Sir Wilson. If so, good play.
That'd be pretty cool. But I'm not 100% sure on that one. It'd be really cool to see now that this Reggie is switching out into the Reggie Steel, if it can catch a Max Ooze into that slot potentially. And nullify that. We're probably going to see another Teeter Dance, though, if I had to guess.
Yep, I think that that's a pretty safe assumption, knowing that this is an own tempo here on the Galarian SlowKIng, despite the fact I would have liked to have seen the signature ability from this Galarian SlowKIng. Unfortunately, on a team with Malamar, you probably don't want to reset your own boosts and drops.
Although if you accidentally Dynamax your Malamar and just continuously drop your own stats with your max moves, you might want to.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad way of playing it. So we see here Regigigas goes ahead and protects itself, so it's not going to be confused by this Teeter Dance. The Registeel again is confused second turn in a row, but it went ahead and did what it came here to do. Read that Max Ooze, denied the Max Ooze, so this Galarian SlowKIng is still standing at a neutral special attack, wasting an entire turn of Max in exchange for a confused Registeel.
Yeah, also, what is this Registeel set? You're bulldozing your own...
Regirock for the weakness policy, Brock?
Yeah, but I don't think Regirock is fast enough to take advantage of like the clear body plus bulldoze.
You know what? When you've got Electroweb from a Regieleki, maybe it can start to make a difference.
We see the Registeel Ironhead through Reflect, not even doing 50% to this Mr. Mime.
And then Regigigas will go ahead and go for the knockoff, knocking off those leftovers to try and take away some of that passive damage. Here comes a Max Knuckle into that Registeel, doing not quite enough damage. That Focus Blast is powerful, but Max Knuckle, one of the 2 max moves where you really see a reduction in total damage as opposed to a boost. And really for special attacker, Max Knuckle's not really helping you out a whole ton, just boosting your physical attack.
Yeah, I see JJ Silva in the chat saying the set has been so bizarre, and I don't think bizarre is like a strong enough word for it. I think this is like, I don't even know if a strong enough word in the English dictionary like exists to explain what this set has been.
And here we see the Mr. Mime's final move with Thunder Wave, paralyzing this Registeel as it's followed up with a Max Phantasm. So now we've seen Poison, Ghost, fighting, and presumably the last one's going to end up being...
Psychic?
Yeah, I would assume Psychic. The last stab move, so maybe this is an AV on this...
It could be. We have potentially trading Thunder Waves between a Registeel and Mr. Mime. Who would have thought they would have said that in a PC?
In the words of Woke Fossey in the chat, this is content. It's certainly something. I will say this, if y'all are going anywhere else and you're finding a team of 6 Reggies and a Mr. Mime, please let us know because we want to collaborate with them.
That's
yeah.
funny. Slow start Regigigas' attack stat is almost as high as Mooncue's.
Yeah, these are the little nuggets of information that I feel like I go to chase for. Whether it's Torkoal has a lower special attack than Grimmsnarl, or the slow start, and it looks like it's gonna go ahead and Dynamax from slow start. I don't think it's gonna be the Registeel at paralyzed and half HP. So here we go, Regigigas Dynamaxing for the first time this set without any form of removing its ability.
Hey, you don't need to remove your ability when you're... Oh, now you're Thunder Wave.
Now you're Thunder Wave. We see the Paralyze. The Focus Blast is going to come out. Registeel will avoid it. The Registeel is now also no longer confused, able to connect through that Paralysis, and it picks up the KO on the Mr. Mime. Now this Regigigas also connects through its Paralysis, able to go ahead and connect with this Max Knuckle, boosting it and the Registeel's attack by 1 stage.
Yeah, and it did 2%, which all got back.
Was that a leftovers we just saw on that?
Black Sludge, I believe. I believe the leftovers are on Mr. Mime.
That's correct, yeah. So yeah, we do know the item on that. It is 4 attacks, so yet no protect. And here we see the Corviknight come out. In this positioning, Corviknight can start to set up if it's got bulk up. If it's the very common bulk up set, you're in a position where you could probably go for bulk up in the face of this.
Although if it is the Regieleki in the back, I'm not sure how much bulk up is going to be helping you.
Yeah, perhaps a Tailwind if you've got it as well. You got bulk up Tailwind, but then you're kind of starting to run out of moves. We see a Brave Bird here, which does about as much recoil as damage almost, is what it looks like. Registeel will go ahead and avoid the second Focus Blast. So our Focus Blast counter for the night is 2 misses and 1 connection.
Mm-hmm. And Thunder Wave's going everywhere.
Yep, I've never seen so many Pokemon use Thunder Wave. So here we see Max Darkness coming off of that knockoff, going to do about 50%, but the Mirror Armor coming out from the Corviknight is actually going to lower the special defense of the Regigigas by 1 stage as opposed to that Corviknight. So now leaving itself more wide open to a Focus Blast.
Regigigas finally got its act together. You know, I wonder what they were thinking when they made this. Were they just I don't even know. What was the Pokemon company thinking? They're like, oh, let's make this Pokemon that is all these weird Pokemon from the previous generation, but it can't move for the first 5 turns.
Yep, we actually see a reveal. I must have missed a move. That's Slack Off coming now. So perhaps no Psychic coverage from this Galarian SlowKIng, as it's able to just go ahead and get recovery between the Black Sludge. The Reflect has now worn off, so this Regigigas is in a better position to do damage, but trading Paralysis is probably worse for Amy there, because it was a Paralysis on her maxed Pokemon.
Yeah. You know, I wonder if Amy knows what the play is here. I think the play is to make the 4th Pokemon on the field paralyzed.
Yeah, I mean, I think just spread Paralysis everywhere. Why not?
It's like if we all just click Discharge 3 turns in a row, and whatever happens, happens.
Yep. But clicking Discharge and none of the Pokemon are electric.
Yeah.
So here we see the knockoff there is going to go ahead and be enough to pick up the KO. Now that Reflect is gone, plus knocking off the Black Sludge, and we see a second para full para from this Corviknight, as an Iron Head is going to come out from the Registeel.
A lot.
Yeah, it really did for as resisted of a hit that is. That was kind of impressive. Now we see the Amoonguss, which was the hero of game 1. Do you think it can still turn things around here?
I think it's gonna get body slammed and then just. I think body slam will just pick up the KO if it gets body slammed.
Yeah, so the slow start is now completed. It can't put anything to sleep on the field that it wants to, because they're all paralyzed.
It also just cannot touch the Registeel if it's Sludge Bomb.
Yeah. So we do see the Sludge Bomb here doing pretty big damage in that Regigigas. The -1 stage of special defense really coming in clutch. We see the Corviknight finally break through that paralysis and get an attack off, as the Registeel, I missed it, did it get full parried or did it flinch?
Yeah, flinched.
It flinched. We're seeing para flinch here.
It's a strange thing. The Amoonguss is the second fastest Pokemon on the field.
Yep, it really is pretty wild here. So we see Gus here go ahead and go for the Protect, as the Regigigas is fully paralyzed. The Corviknight goes for another Iron Head, and the Registeel is fully paralyzed.
This is something.
This is incredibly enjoyable, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've laughed this hard during a match in a while.
I think it's Reggie Ice and Reggie Alecki in the back, right?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that's what Woke Fossey has in the back, and if that's the case, I think she pretty much has it wrapped up.
Yeah. I love the animation for when Amoonguss gets flattened.
Just smoosh.
Oh, full pair. Another one? Oh. Let's go. It's like 4 in a row.
Okay, remind me whenever we're editing this YouTube video to do a full para counter.
The Registeel just hasn't moved for the last like 6 turns.
I thought I got 1 Iron Head off.
Maybe it's like 1 for 9 or something like that.
Yeah, so here we see Regigigas just go for the Drain Punch, opting to go ahead and get some recovery back. And also I think that's probably its most effective move.
Yeah.
As the Corviknight goes for Roost.
The worst part is you can't even freeze it because it's paralyzed. On full para. Aww. It's gonna do like 2%.
Yeah, it does absolutely nothing. It's not very effective. You're not getting a freeze out of that.
Iron or
I think Iron Head was doing more. I haven't seen if this Corviknight still has its item. Would a knockoff maybe do some more damage here?
Yeah, you want to guess what the Corviknight item is?
It's not.
It's Moringa Berry.
It's Moringa Berry?
Yeah.
It is Moringa Berry.
Yeah, we did see it last game. Actually, this Tailwind is like not good for Kellogg, because now the Corviknight potentially is faster than the Regigigas and will Roost beforehand, and now Drain Punch will do more? Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we're rolling this all on full paras. Like, this entire game is a 25% chance.
I think we should. Oh, I think it'd be funny if all 3 Pokemon just were fully paired for like 3 turns in a row.
Don't remind Rollercoaster of that, because that happened to several of his Pokemon in our PC. So yeah, now this Drain Punch will go ahead and pick up the final KO on the Corviknight. And so ends the tale of Regigigas versus the Galarian SlowKIng.
Yeah, that was content. Let's just leave it at that.
Really great. That was super exciting to see Kellogg's first time bringing an incredibly unique team. We got to see stuff that I haven't seen all series. With the Teeter Dance, I thought was super cool, especially next to that Oblivious SlowKIng. The Malamar getting to go for the Topsy-Turvy on that Regirock. Really cool stuff. Thanks to both of our battlers for bringing out some truly unseen and unheard of stuff. So,
Hey, you like that video? We think you should check this out, and YouTube thinks you should check this one out. And be sure to subscribe for more content.